Hi, this is Bob Roepke. We're back at Fire Nice and continuing to talk the Chaska Fire, and it's the 150th celebration today. So with us now is Gregg Davies. Gregg, why don't you talk a bit about how long you've been in Chaska Fire, when you started, why you got involved, and
Okay.
you're still connected too. So.
Yeah. Actually, my dad was a firefighter back in the 50s, so I started going to events like picnics and fishing contests when I was a kid, and then got interested in. I was running the feed store in town here, and got asked if I wanted to join. That was back in the 70s. I was here for 17 years, and then have been on the Relief Association, which is the retirement part of the board, and to this day. So basically, I've got a recollection back to about the early 50s till now. So it's been a fun journey to see all the different things.
And you're still connected, right?
I
You're
am.
still
Yep.
involved with
Yeah.
the-
The department does a real nice job of keeping retired people involved.
Right.
And we have exercise equipment at the station that the people can use, and we're invited to all the events and try to do as many things as we can.
So
Hey, watch out, they're doing an interview.
Oh, sorry.
this is live
So good to
interview. So
We got
Yeah.
photo bombed by.
all the Chaska Fire guys are in big demand right now. So we'll be with you in a minute. So one of the things you do too, I mean, you guys have placed a priority on history. Preserving history is one of the departments within the city. Can you talk about that and your role?
Yeah,
and the
it's.
objective?
I mean, the absolute biggest and best historian was Dick Shallow. Dick got all these things started for the city, and just about everything that's been memorialized has Dick's fingerprints on it. And when Dick passed away, I tried to step in and play a similar role to continuing that, but
Right.
clearly the lion's share of the work was done by Dick, and we'll ever be grateful for what he did.
Right. Well, even today, I mean, part of water fights, but you brought old fire trucks. I mean, I went way back.
Right.
For families and people and residents and
Yeah.
kids, come by and look. I mean, it's pretty special.
Yeah, the real old horse-drawn pumper there was, the original pumper that we had, and it actually had a gas engine on it to pump, but it had to be pulled by horses or the firefighters themselves to get to the fire seat. So the fact that that's been that we've been able to hang on to that, and then through the donations of some other people, Bob Ruth from Idaho bought our old 1936 truck, completely refurbished it. We went out and talked to him and wanted to buy it, and he said, "I'll just give it to you."
Wow.
So that was
Very cool.
a great donation.
Yeah,
So
no kidding.
so hopefully that firefighting is different than it was before, and it's going to change again. There's so many calls for service now that people didn't call before, and they call now. So
The demand on the fire department
yes,
is much
is-
more significant than ever.
is greater. So you're trying to find ways of keeping enough to be able to attract enough firefighters and then retain them. So, because you spend a lot of time and a lot of money the first 5 years getting these guys outfitted, and so it's.
So is that the biggest change that you've seen, the demand relative from the community
Yeah,
to the
well,
fire department?
yeah, and when I first, in the 70s, you could have a lot of local people that could leave their jobs if they were self-employed or work for understanding
Right.
industries. So a lot of our firefighters that we were able to, we managed to get a number of people on daytime calls, which is a tough thing for a lot of departments. That has changed. You don't have the same ability
Right.
to move.
That's why you run
around.
the duty crews and
Right. Yeah. So you have to figure out more unique ways to
do that.
to
Yeah.
attract and retain.
Right. Well, it's really cool to share the history and to preserve the history. That,
Right.
You know, your role in doing that, I think that we were talking in an earlier interview that it was so cool to see all of you come over the bridge.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see that.
Oh, all of you. And it was a long line.
Yeah.
You know, it was kind of a long navy blue line. And it was just really impressive. I mean, from guys that have served years ago to current.
Right.
And this was your fire department, our fire department.
Yeah, we had a number of guys that were over 80 that
Yeah,
that
there.
marched today. Yeah.
And it creates a sense of pride.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
that you can feel so good about, but the community can feel
tough
pride.
not to get goosebumps with,
Yeah,
with
that's
hearing
right.
those bagpipes. So.
Yeah, very cool. Right, great. Thanks for
All right.
joining us, and we'll move
My
on.
pleasure.
with